The order of the breaching of the levees.
Did you say there was an order that the levees be breached?
No, I said the order in which the levees were breached.
Chronological.
But the order.
Can you define that word for me, please, baby? What does breach mean? Bombed? I was on my front porch. I had witnesses that they bombed the walls of the levee. And the debris that's in front of my door will testify to that. So what do we mean breach? We saying?
Ms. McKinney, let me just say, we will do a separate interrogation on the walls, the breach, and if Mama D has information on anything, we'll be happy to get that information as a part of that hearing. That's not the subject.
I also have information.
We'd be happy to get that.
I have interviewed witnesses, and I have videotape footage.
Well, we'd be happy to get that before you leave today, and we'll hold a separate hearing on the history, the funding, and everything with the levees.
Excellent, thank you. I have footage also, but I couldn't bring it with me. I could mail it maybe back.
Well, if you have it, we'll get it.
The other issue that didn't come up yet, but that will come up, is on contracts. Because as many people here have said, I think the Congress has been very generous in allotting $62 billion thus far. People have talked about $200 billion. But I'd like to see, well, so far it's been Blackwater and Fluor and Bechtel and Halliburton, but it hasn't been the companies inside Louisiana, New Orleans, Mississippi, and Alabama, or for that matter, even companies that have the expertise and the wherewithal in the 4th Congressional District. So I would like the issue of contracts to be addressed, even though I posed the question to the Secretary, and I didn't get a response from him as well.
Okay, thank you, Ms. McKay. Mr. Chase.
Thank you. I'm struck by many emotions right now. You're all under oath, every one of you. You're before a hearing of Congress. This is a big deal. And when I hear that a bead, the impression is of a laser bead on your 5-year-old daughter's forehead,
granddaughter,
I just don't frankly believe it, but I'm just being honest.
You believe what you want. I was there, sir.
Well, and
we saw the guns. We experienced them.
We'll have to.
You should go home with me now.
Wait a second.
You can still see some of it.
Ma'am, I did a lot of listening, but you were honest, I'm honest, and we won't get anywhere if we're both not honest. When I hear that you were on your porch and you saw that the levee was blown up and bombed, I can't let that pass.
Don't let that pass. Come go home with me.
I don't know if that's theater or the truth.
Come go home with me.
Okay, now this is what I want to ask you. Let's start with you then. Is your home right next door to where the levee broke?
The London Street Canal. I'm in the 7th Ward.
How far away was the breach from where?
17th Street Canal is a little further distance, but you have to understand New Orleans is called the Crescent City.
I don't need a long explanation. How many?
Mister, I don't know what you're talking about, but I'm gonna tell you, I'm 62, and I have to talk the way I talk.
How many feet was the levee from your porch?
I'm Phi Beta Kappa too, but I have to talk the way I talk. I'm trying to answer your question.
How many feet? How many? Half a mile?
No, let me go a little further than that. There was a military person in my house, somebody who served their country well, who, when we started looking at what was this too loud, boom, boom, mister, I'll never forget it.
Well, let me ask you this, ma'am. How far?
He said, Mama D, that was a bomb.
So far, I've asked you 2 questions, and you've been very unresponsive. The first question...
I don't know what you're calling unresponsive.
Well, the first question was how far...
Can I see? No, I can't see you. I wear glasses, and I can't afford to buy any. I heard.
Ma'am, we don't need to speak in tongues. We just need to speak in honest answers.
That is honest. I have no reason to lie to you. Who are you, Mr. Shea?
I'm serious.
What have you done for me? I'm sitting up here now. I don't know where I'm going to be tomorrow. I don't know what I'm going to be able to do from tomorrow. Why would I have to sit here and lie to you, first of all? Let's get honest about that,
Mama
baby.
D, can I just ask?
I want to be on the same page with you.
Can I understand it is that you didn't see it, but you heard it? Is that fair to say?
Anybody who saw it ain't living to tell about it.
So you didn't see it, but you heard it.
I don't know what kind of answer you want, mister. That's why we have problems with y'all coming telling us what to do and all this. You don't even understand us when we talk.
You don't even understand the situation.
No, I'm trying to understand the situation.
No, you're not.
I've asked 2 questions.
And I've answered them. No. See? What do you mean, see?
I first asked how far your house was from where the levee broke, and did not get an answer. And the second question I asked is your house close enough so that you can see it? I think I've gotten the answer indirectly by your failing to answer the question.
And you can't sit there and do that, mister. I'm 60, and if I wasn't in America, I wouldn't let you sit there and do that. I answered you, and my answers are still the same. I live at 1733 North Dershowitz. You got all the powers in your hand. I had to take a bath when I got to Washington, unless it had been in cold water. You get somebody, get on the phone, ask somebody how far it is from 1733 North Dershowitz to the London Street Canal. It's very close. I walked to Dillard University, and I walked to my P.O. box, which is just beyond that. I'm 60 years old. A mile or less. I can't give you specifics.
So the answer is a mile or less, and she didn't see anything, but she heard...
I saw the water immediately after.
Okay. Mr. Chairman, my time has run out.
Thank you very much. Ms. Jefferson, any questions?
Damn, now are we going to play with people's intelligence?
I resent being told that I'm lying about people having machine guns on us.
Mr. Jefferson,
and about
your time.
thousands of
Your
people were held at gunpoint.
Let me just ask you, please. You've had plenty of opportunity to speak, and nobody's impugning anything. You're all under...
Offensive.
No, I don't think anybody called you that.
Thousands of people, and we left body bags behind.
Mr. Jefferson, you're recognized for 5 minutes.
On the time that I have, I want to permit you to continue with your answer.
We got live stories. This isn't putting nothing in my pocket. This is not going to feed me. I've survived the worst part of this. Contrary to the sickness that a few want to keep perpetrating out here. I'm appalled that you would say for my grandchildren to be able to see that you think we lying.
Ms. Hodges?
I'm appalled that he would suggest that my mother's lying. My mother was detained under the causeway with the same M16s. We were within one sunrise of being consumed by maggots and flies. And I repeat, for one whole day and one whole night, special needs people, senior citizens with life-threatening illnesses, diabetics, and amputee, pregnant women. They were denied food and water. We tried to get it for them. They could not get up and fend for themselves. The military refused to give us food and water, and they used our guns to push us, used their guns to push us away from food lines.
Can I just ask, whose guns? Were the National Guard?
There were National Guard. There were United States Coast Guard people out there. There were state police, but it was the military, the National Guard. When we asked for food and water for these old people who could not get up and fend for themselves, we told them those people had not had food and water since the day before. They took those guns and barricaded us and pushed us away.
And where did this take place?
That took place at the Interstate 10 at the causeway. All I can see every day, I wake up in this horrible, horrible concentration camp, and every time I circulate to try to help people, all I see is the sign that says causeway, causeway. I wanted to mark that spot. That area looks like a bomb has been dropped on it. And people say they heard an explosion that sounded like a bomb.
I was there.
Ms. Thompson?
Mr. Shades, I want you to know that not only did they aim the gun at the five-year-old grandson, they aimed it at a 2-year-old grandson. The only reason why I used the 5-year-old granddaughter is because of her response. But I don't mean any insult. But when you walk a mile in my shoes, tell me what you believe in. The military bragged on CNN. The state police bragged on CNN about how many people they had killed, they had murdered in the streets of New Orleans. It wasn't even 3 o'clock in the afternoon. They were happy. They were bragging. They were smiling. They said, yeah, we killed 5 of them today. Where were you when CNN was showing that part of what really happened?
We had to hide, Jeff. I didn't leave. We had to hide to save people.
Sure enough.
If we saw the police, I'm talking about them dogs that we used to, NOPD. Our police went and looted Walmarts. It's on film. We have no reason to lie about this. If we're not going to sit here and be honest about the racism that was perpetrated, then I have really, truly wasted my time coming here.
And I missed the day's work.
And I really don't want nobody to get confused. At 60, I just don't want to call you the names that we were called. We have documentation. We don't have to sit in this room. I invite all of you to please come to New Orleans. The proof is there.
Was that city, state, and federal? Do you fault all the levels
I
of government?
fault everybody. We were told
to leave, go to the interstate